all well. And I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 5 English lesson on prefixes and suffixes. So, we'll be doing our grade 5 English lesson on prefixes and suffixes. And before we start, we're going to log into aplusstudents.ca. Once we've logged into aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of language arts. And then grade 5. Once you've selected the subject of language arts, grade 5, and then you're going to scroll down up until you get to the chapter of prefixes and suffixes. So we are, as you can see, when it comes to prefixes and suffixes, there is basically a list of lessons that we need to focus on. So we are going to basically break down the list of chapters over a period of 3 days, right? Let's say 3 lessons, which means that all week, yeah, this whole week we are going to focus on prefixes and suffixes, which is today, Wednesday, and Friday. All right, so now we're going to start with our lesson on prefixes and suffixes. So our chapter is prefixes and suffixes. Our subject is English Language Arts, grade 5, and the lessons that we are going to be focusing on today under the chapter of prefixes and suffixes is words with pre and words with re. So words with pre and words with re. So we're going to basically find out what a prefix and what a suffix is. So basically, a prefix is a word or it is a group of letters that can be added to the beginning of a base word to create a new word. So basically, a prefix, it can be added to the beginning of a base word, and then we can basically create a new word, right? So basically, knowing the prefix, it can help you to determine the meaning of the specific word. So as much as, let's say, the words that is either added at the beginning is either just, let's say, a group of letters or it is a specific word, but yet there is a specific meaning to it. And that is why we say that knowing the meaning of the prefix, it can help you to determine the meaning of the word. And for example, with pre, right? So we are doing our lessons on pre as well as re, right? So when it comes to the prefix pre, pre means before. So pre means before. So before we even continue, can you think of prefixes starting with pre? So think of words that starts with pre. So basically, one of the words that I have that starts with pre is to preheat. Preheat. And this word is usually used when you are either doing a recipe, right? Then they would sometimes say preheat oven to So preheat. If we look at the word pre and heat, right? It's basically where these two words are, if we were to break up these two words, right? Then pre is on its own and pre means before. And then heat means to warm. It's either to warm up or to warm something, right? So which means that if we put these two words together, if you put these two words together, then it means that you need to basically warm this up before, right? So if we maybe talk about preheat in the form of baking, right? Then they mean before you put in the, let's say, the cake within the oven, then you need to first preheat your oven. First warm up or switch on your oven before you put in the tray of cake or muffins or something. So that is before. And like we said, that a prefix, it can be added to the beginning of a base word. So even in this case, heat. Remember, preheat is preheat, right? Which means that the base word is heat, which means that heat means something. But as soon as preheat is added to it, and then it basically changes the meaning. So preheat, it's like warming something up before. So heat something or warming something up before. And that is what we call preheat. So if we look at a few other words, right? If we think of other words, remember we said that a prefix is basically words or group of letters that we can add at the beginning of a base word, right? either to create a new word, right? And like I say, in this case of preheat, heat is our base word. Pre was added to heat, and then it came and changed the meaning. So if we think of more words, right? For example, pre-cut. And if we identify the base word, the word can basically just stand on its own. It's cut, right? So cut, for example, is our base word. And then the word that is added to my base word is pre-cut. So we have pre-cut. So we say pre is before, and cut is basically just to snip something, right? You're snipping, cutting. So basically, pre-cut is before. It's before snipping. Then we also have a word prepare. So basically, prepare, it means that we are getting ready before something happens. So prepare is when you basically get ready before something starts. It's either before an event starts, before school, and that is prepare. Then we also actually have preschool. So preschool is also a word that has a prefix because there we have school that can stand on its own, which is our base word, and pre is our basically our prefix. So school, we know it's an institution, place where we go to basically work and learn, get our education, and preschool, right? That you need to attend before you officially start school. So prefix is basically what we need to attend before. It's like the kids would say before big school. So that is preschool. So there's of course a few more words, right? But this is but just a few examples of the word or the suffix, the prefix, sorry, which starts with pre. And we say that the prefix pre, it means before. So once again, just before we go over to the next one, a prefix can be added to the beginning of the base word. And the word, for example, school, heat, cut, right? Those are the base words in order to create a new one. And we said that pre means before. And then we have another word. And this word is called re. And re is also a prefix, right? Re is a prefix. And the word re, sorry, means again. So with the re, it means again. So this is, of course, also another prefix, right? And we say that a prefix you add at the beginning of a word. So basically, our prefix is re, and re means again. And this helps to determine that you would have to rebalance something to make it balance again. Meaning you need to balance it again in order for it to balance. So which means that we said rebalance, it means to balance again. That is basically re. And re means again. So re means again. Then we have also reload. So we have reload, right? So reload, load is the base word, right? That is the word that can stand basically on its own. And then we also have re, right? We say that re or the prefix is basically words that is added in front of the base word in order to sometimes change the meaning of that word. And re means again, whereas load is like you need to full, right? So reload is basically to load again. It's like saying do it again, add it again. So reload means that it needs to balance again. Then we have also readjust. And then we also have recalculate. And then we also have reassemble. So we have reload as a prefix and word. Then we have readjust. If we look at the word adjust, so readjust, we said re basically means again, right? So adjust is basically you are trying to, it's like also kind of, it's almost like trying to bring about balance also, if we can call it like that. Sometimes we can say it's trying to adjust your life, right? It's like you need to, the flow. Adjusting is if you are maybe adjusting to waking up a certain time or starting to do something a certain time. That is adjusting. But that means that you need to readjust. So readjust. Then we have recalculate. And recalculate, it's almost like saying that something is not balancing up. We need to check or count the money again, right? So now you are calculating that money again, recalculating the finances, the money, or something again, right? And once again, prefix, right? It's a word that it's added to beginning of a word, which we call the base word, in order for the meaning to change, right? Or to create a new meaning. It creates a new word, but also a new meaning. And we made an example of balance, right? And if we want to rebalance things, then it means that we need to balance again. So re means again. And that was basically just a few of the examples of, let's say, words, prefixes, which are words that is also re, which means again, and pre, which is pre, which is also stands for something else, before. And we are doing our lesson on a plus students.ca. And we are doing our lesson on a plus students.ca. So we are doing our lessons on a plus students.ca. And now we're going to go to a plus students.ca. And remember, we said that this is basically all our chapters that we need to cover this specific week. So we've been going over the words with pre as well as the words with the re. So let's go into the first one, pre. And we say that it says prefix means before. And this helps you determine that high school students are more likely to take part in a pre-college program. And a pre-college program, right? So here it says that he needs to be part in the pre-college program. That means pre-college means that it happens before college. And in certain schools, they first want you either to do volunteer hours or something, right? In this case, we say pre-college. It means happening before college, especially to prepare for college, meaning that they are still in school. So that is our pre-college program. So we are now starting with words with pre, right? So who is more likely to take part in a pre-college program? So the question is, who is more likely to take part in a pre-college program? So pre means before. It's like things that you do to prepare before, right? And we said who is more likely to be part of a pre-college program? It's basically high school students. Let's say schools that are either in matric or grade 12, as we can call it, that is basically preparing themselves for college. And then here it says who are more likely to take part in a pre-college program. And we said pre-college means happening before college, especially to prepare for college. And of course, we said pre-college is things that you do before. And we said that pre means before. Why? Oh, not why. When would you pre-wash a new t-shirt? So when would you pre-wash a new t-shirt? So when do you pre-wash a new shirt? So basically, pre-wash, right? It is like washing something before. So pre-wash is to wash something before you wear it. And if they say pre-wash. And here we're saying that pre-wash, right? You need to basically pre-wash brand new clothes, right? So you basically have to wash them before wearing them. And that means to pre-wash the clothes. And then when does a basketball team complete its pre-game warm-ups? And pre-game warm-ups, it is basically to warm up or do things before the actual or the main game. And that is pre-game warm-ups, meaning before the game. So once again, pre means before, and of course, game. And we say pre-gaming is, of course, happening before the so pre-game is to watch something before the game or to do something, warm up for something before the actual game starts. All right, so now we're going to our test. Let's go to our test. Remember, we said that a prefix, right? It is words that is added, let's say, in front of a base word. And a base word or root word is a word that can stand on its own. So once that prefix, right, is added in front or at the beginning of the base word or the root word, and then it changes its meaning. So it changes its meaning of the word. And then why might football teams want to play present games, preseason games? So why might football teams want to play pre-season games? So here it says why might football teams wants to play pre-season play or matches or games? And the first option is to get some practice ahead of the upcoming season or to get some practice during the current season. So basically, pre-season game, right, is to get some practice ahead of the upcoming season because it's before the official season starts. So the question is why might football teams want to play pre-season games? Yes, so we chose number one, and number one is correct. So well done, guys. When would you preheat an oven? Preheat. When would you preheat an oven? Is it right when you're ready to use it or a few minutes before you're ready to use it? So, right when you're ready to use it or a few minutes before you are ready to use it. This is now when would you preheat an oven? Preheat. So to pre something or to preheat the oven, is it right before you're ready to use it or a few minutes before you're ready to use it? And we can say it is a few minutes before you're ready to use it. So it's like putting on the oven few minutes before the time. And when would a group of people pre-screen a movie? So when will a group of people pre-screen a movie? Is it after the film was released to the public? So when would a group of people pre-screen a movie? All right, let's choose. It says the first one says after the film was released to the public or before the film was released to the public. And remember, pre-screen, it's like usually either with actors or people that make certain movies, right? So they do the whole drama screening and everything, but then what they do is they also pre-screen it, right? It's like where they are either practicing or they allow people to come and watch them while they are practicing before the official event maybe starts. And then they pre-screen. So basically, pre-screen is before the film is released to the public. So pre-screen, is it after the film or before the film? All right, so we will say it is before the film starts. So basically, we are doing prefixes and suffixes, right? And we said that a prefix, right, it is firstly a group of words or it is a word that is added to, like, added at the beginning of that word. So it's basically added in front of our, basically our main word, which is called our root word, and then it changes its meaning. And then we said like trying to remember what the suffix or what the prefix mean will make it basically easier for you to understand. So for example, like pre means before, and re, it means again, right? Meaning that pre-screen, meaning that they are practicing, rehearsing, and going over it before they're releasing it or the releasing the movie or the screenplay to the public. And then we also have words with a re. And we say that the prefix re, it means again, like reload. So we said the prefix re, it means again. And this helps to determine that the person who usually forgets never needs a reminder to return his library books, for example. So we say pre, it means again. So say a reminder makes someone think about something again. And yet says who needs a reminder to return his library books? All right. Yeah, now it says which might you reheat? Reheat. When we reheat something, right, it means that we are heating it again. Because re means again. So we have reheat. So we have reheat. Heat is our word that stands on its own. Re is our prefix. So reheat. Reheat is basically to heat up something again. And remember, like we said, that a prefix, it is basically either a group of letters or it is a word that is added at the beginning of your base word, which is also a root word. And knowing the meaning of a specific word, it will make it basically very easy. Like, for example, heat, right? It's to do with warmth. And then we have reheat. It's to do something again. So reheat is basically to heat something again. So here it says the prefix mean re, it means again, and this helps you to determine that you might reheat leftovers from last night. Reheat, it's like reheating the food of last night. Or if you had takeaways, it's the takeaways of last night. Redo. Then we have a word called redo. Redo is like where you have to do something again. So redo is where you have to do something again. That is why we say redo. All right. All right. And before we go, let's quickly do our one test. It says, why would you be more likely to refold? Or which would you be more likely to refold? So if something needs folding, right? You folded something, maybe it fell on the floor, for example, and now you need to refold it. Is it a perfectly folded sheet or is it a crumbled napkin? So basically, if we were to refold something, right, then we can say a crumbled napkin because it's not a perfectly fitted sheet. And two is correct. So well done, guys. And why might you repack a suitcase? Repack. Why might you repack a suitcase? Is it because it won't close or because it closes easily? Repack because it won't close or because it closes easily? All right, so we're gonna say because it won't close easily. All right, so that is the end of our lesson on prefixes and suffixes. We only focus on the two words that are prefixes, right? Which is pre as well as re. And we say that knowing the meaning of the word basically will help you determine the meaning of, let's say, if you put the root word as well as the prefix or the suffix together. So pre means before and re means again. So thank you, grade 5, for joining the class, and I really hope that you're going to have a good day further.